Hey, everybody, it's your girl Paulette.
Hey,
And
it's your boy Cullen.
forgive me if I'm a little perturbed. Welcome to Cullen's Corner Hot Topics. This is a town hall today that we are having in regards to the new video footage and information from the Memphis Police Department in Tennessee in regards to the senseless killing of Tyre Nichols, 29-year-old father of a 4-year-old who lost his life. He was beaten on January 7th. And we wanted to come on and share with you all some information that we have received and is also available on brownstoneworldwide.com.
And before we do that, Paulette, I just want to
Mhm.
mention like a lot of people, and I'm getting a lot of things are coming in, all morning about this case, and I just want to let people know this is for if you have a voice, you just want to talk about it. If you are frustrated, if you are pissed, this is what this forum is for.
Yeah,
This forum is not for people that are trying to be internet warriors and trying to do whatever they want to do because
right.
that's out there right now.
Yeah,
We don't do that.
right.
So I just wanted to keep that clear. This is for this forum is for people to just get information. To listen. You don't even have to talk. You can sit and listen, get information, do
Right.
whatever you need to do to get it off your chest. This
Yeah.
is what this is for.
Thanks, Cullen. Thanks for that because I'm ready. I'm fired up. I'm ready to go. But I wanted to also kind of chime in with what you're saying. We're not here for that. We want to provide you with information and resources so that you can reach back out to those people in your community and rally together to support the family of Tyre Nichols in their time of grief.
Definitely.
And we also want to share information about what we currently know as the news is coming out about the 5 officers or former officers of the Memphis Police Department that have officially been charged with the death of Tyre Nichols. So, what I'm going to go ahead and do is we're going to head over to brownstoneworldwide.com and I'm going to share with you the information that we know at this point. So, according to online jail records, the 5 Memphis police officers who were fired in connection with the death of Tyre Nichols after January 7th traffic stop have each been charged with murder and were taken into custody on Thursday. The officers were identified last week as Zedarius Dean, Demetrius Haley, Emmett Martin III, Desmond Mills Jr., and Justin Smith. Thursday, all 5 were booked into Shelby County Jail. I need y'all to understand what's happening here. So, the officers have been booked on several felonies, including second-degree murder, aggravated kidnapping, aggravated assault, official misconduct, and official oppression, according to online jail records. In Tennessee, second-degree murder is either, quote, an unplanned, intentional killing reacting to the heat of the moment when angry, or a death caused by a reckless disregard for human life, unquote. According to a press release from the Shelby County District Attorney's Office, a first degree murder charge in the state is defined as a premeditated intentional killing of or a felony murder, which differs from this. So, according to a press release from the Tennessee Bureau of Investigations, bonds were set at $350,000 for Martin and Haley at $250,000 for Bean, Mills, and Smith. Our jail records have indicated to us as of early Friday morning, they show that Bean, Martin, Mills, and Smith have all been released after posting bond. Haley is the only one. Haley is the only one still in custody, according to the records, but it looks like he may have already posted bail. So I'm going to stop there and we're going to jump right into the conversation. We also have Vita Robbins from the Netflix film Descendant who has joined us. She's actually driving right now, but we definitely wanted to make sure that we added an additional voice to today's town hall. And so, Peter, we want to thank you for joining us today as we go through processing what has happened to this young man and um, kind of gaining some understanding and clarity, which really there is not. And as you can see, here is Tyre Nichols here. We understand that he was 29 years old and was a father of a 4-year-old. He was pulled over. We are not going to be showing the video, even though we have seen it. Um, if you choose to do that, it won't be on Brownstone Worldwide, right? And so I'm going to stop here and I'm going to open up the floor for those of you all to join in and share your thoughts and provide any other additional information that you think would be helpful to our audience.
Hey, Paulette and Cullen. Hey, everybody. Thanks for having me.
Hey, Vision.
I just first, this is heavy.
Yeah.
Um, it's a really sad day, and I see this from a couple of ways. I am examining this as far as race goes,
Yeah.
but I also am a bereaved mother. Also, I lost my 24-year-old daughter 6 years ago. Not in the same way, but I saw this mother on TV yesterday, and my heart is broken as a mother.
Mm.
I know. Um,
Yeah.
I
I
was
don't know if
thinking,
you're ready for me to jump into my thoughts.
jump
Um,
into your thoughts. That's what
That's
this
what
is
we're here
for.
for.
Absolutely. Yeah.
okay. My my initial reaction to this is anger,
Yeah.
but it's anger directed at these police officers, but it's also anger directed at society. Um, my first thought about this was race. When I first heard about this a couple of days ago, I thought about the George Floyd killing,
Yeah.
George Floyd murder, and I said, I wonder how long it's going to take for these guys to be charged. The first thing I looked at is that there are 5 black officers,
Yeah.
and let's see how long it's going to take for them to get charged. And I think it's been 3 weeks since they killed him,
Yeah.
and they have been immediately fired. They've been charged, and they've got some big charges. They got a lot of charges,
Yeah.
and it's the fact that it's black men, I feel like, is why it happened so quickly, because when George Floyd was killed by a white man, we had to burn this country down to get this dude arrested.
We did.
Right. Yeah.
We did. We
So
did.
how is, it's so easy for society to want to, like, we can get rid of a whole lot of black men this way.
Yeah.
And, that's my anger with society, that, race, I wonder how much race plays into the justice that's happening here. I'm happy that it's happening. I mean, I don't feel any allegiance to black people and don't feel like because they're black that they deserve any leniency.
Yeah.
Right.
But just the fact
Agreed.
that it happened so fast, I think it's
Yes.
because they're all black.
Yeah. I
That's
want
all for
to,
now.
yeah, because I'm feeling you, and I I have so much to say, but I want to caution anyone who has not seen the video to truly consider before you go down that rabbit hole if you want to see something like that. What I
Yeah.
will tell you is that this particular incident looked as if, according to what I saw, and I understand that there is the law that is involved, but according to what I saw and from what I'm understanding, just from my visual perspective, there was no probable cause to stop the young man. They say that it was reckless driving. Listening to the officers, I will tell you what I heard. I heard a manhunt. I heard them target him and yank him out of his car. As he was asking what had he done, they yanked him out of his car and proceeded to throw him to the ground. He was not resisting. He was simply asking a question. What did I do? What did I do wrong? A routine traffic stop for reckless driving should not cause for you to demand that they get out of the car. It should have been driver's license and registration. Those should have been the first things, to provide him an opportunity to give them the information that they were asking. This young man was less than a mile away from his home, and he took off running towards home. And before he could get there, they had beat him. And then afterwards, the family was notified by police with questions of, was he on drugs? Did he have issues? Were there problems? That sounds like they were preparing for a cover up to
Mhm.
me. To me. And then to find out that towards the end, you all decided to talk about what fun it was and what each one of you had done to this young man. And it was all caught on camera. And I'm floored. So you can actually hear his weak voice crying out for his mama in the video, y'all. I could hear it, and all I could think about was my 15-year-old black son. How many more babies are we going to have to lose? And here's what gets me. I'm going to put this up. Mr. Davis says here, yes, he was targeted. And I think there is something more. Like, this was personal. There were online rumors, and you're not going to introduce them here, you say, but I think more is going to come out of this than a simple stop. See, I said that too, Mr. Davis. I did. And I said, I don't understand. And then you can hear them laughing. So I literally have no words. 5 now ex-Memphis police officers have brutally beaten this young man to death. And that is where I am floored. I am mortified, because what gets me is these were 5 black men. With everything that we have going on, I could not for the life of me figure out how you all's thought process was not one of, let's make sure that brother gets home safely. Instead, it was clear you were after him. So 5 now ex-Memphis police officers brutally beat this young man to death and laughed about it. The fact that his executioners were black policemen hurts even more. But I'm not surprised, because evil comes in all colors, y'all. I want y'all to hear me on this. It comes in all colors. Now that they would commit such a horrific act shows me how broken we are as a society, and shows the disdain that they feel about themselves, because they too are black men. And they took it out on Tyre Nichols. I am of the same mindset as Rodney. This had something else to do with something else. These were all young black men. And I'm thrown by that. Blow after blow, venom spewed at this young man has me in tears. The fact that they were swiftly fired, arrested, and charged with his murder gives me hope. But looking at the video took my breath away, and it took mine away too. Decades ago, we thought that the beating of Rodney King would change everything. Boy, we were so wrong. We were so wrong. The murder of George Floyd brought us to our knees and shook us to our core, yet nothing has changed. So here's the question I have for you. Where is this going to take us? What are we as a community going to do, Brownstone family? What are we going to do? Are we going to do this and then go back to our regularly scheduled lives? Are we going to connect with those in the community in Memphis to find out how we can support this family? We're going to be providing some information a little bit later on how that is supposed to go down. All mothers were summoned when he called for his, and I heard him call for his mother. Here's something else. They didn't even ask for his license. They didn't say why they stopped him. See, that's another thing that gets me. I said the same thing. They didn't ask for his ID. He wasn't reckless. He was pulled over. The level of anger and aggression didn't match the situation. I 100% agree. Welcome, Sheeta, to Cullen's Corner Town Hall. Do you have anything that you would like to say?
And it's a pleasure to be here today. Thank you for the invitation, Cullen.
You're welcome, cuz.
Go ahead. Do you have anything to say, Cullen? You want to
just when I wrote that piece this morning, I was all over the place, because obviously this happened 3 weeks ago, and the fact that, number one, like you said, they were black officers. In my opinion, it's surprising, but it didn't surprise me, because even back in the day when we were being lynched by KKK, they had their black associates as well. So to me, that doesn't excuse the fact that they were police officers sworn to protect, according to what they got their job for. And when I saw the video, I I thought about it long and hard to look at the video, but I had to look at it because I had to see what this brother had to go through in his final breaths. He died 3 days later, probably in pain, and screaming for his mother, and these guys are laughing at him, saying he's high, saying, joking about, I hit him with all my might and he didn't go down. It's to me, it's that type of ruthlessness that tells me that, like I wrote, you don't care about what you do. You don't care about yourself because that's deeper. Just like what Rodney said, it's something else to it, or y'all just don't like y'all own selves, and y'all are men in blue, and you're black men, and you just don't know what to do with it. And so that's your way of saying, well, I have more power than you, and I'm going to use it. I have a couple of people in Memphis, sources that there's a lot of things that will come out in the upcoming days and weeks. But according to my source, they said that two more officers have been relieved of their duty, and the DA is considering charges against the paramedics as well, according to what people are sending me. So we should probably see something else coming up in the next few days. Obviously, this is a powder keg that's about to erupt, and the protests that already started. They already asking for peaceful protests, which I agree. But just being able to just come on here and just speak your mind or not speak your mind, you know, this is something where we need to have a connection with each other. If anything, doing this for me is helping me. Being able to get information out to people to help their family, to help the protesters on the ground, to find out more information, to help with the legal justice system, and hopefully, the people that were witnesses to it will come forward. I mean, obviously we have the video footage, but sometimes that isn't always good enough. So I just wanted to just mention that it's just being a black man and all this. We're more conscious of things that's happening now than we were before, and just like in the day of Rodney King, and we were so appalled then. To me, this is 100 times worse. So what's going to happen with it?
And it's really scary, like you said, to have a black son. I have a 25-year-old black son. And I remember when he was a teenager, he used to like to wear hoodies. It just takes me back to so many of, it takes me back to Trayvon Martin. I would not allow my son to drive in his car with a hoodie on just because I was afraid of I'm afraid of any engagement with the police. Even if you do the right thing, you can't guarantee that it's going to be okay. I got pulled over myself when I was younger as a black woman in the middle of the night coming home from work, and I pulled over almost immediately, barely out of the street. And the officer, a white officer, um, said, you barely got me out of the street. And I was like, I was afraid you were going to think I was running. And like, he was so sad that we have to live like that. But unfortunately, it's our country. I don't know if the rest of the world, but I'll speak for our country. Just, I don't know. I have not watched the video. I refuse because I watched some of the George Floyd video and I was haunted by it. I can never look in the face of a dying person again. I don't know what we do.
What I will say is I'm still kind of overwhelmed. I watched this beating, and I also saw the unfortunate assault of another young man that was killed in California. And His name was Keenan Anderson, cousin of the Black Lives Matter co-founder, actually died from cardiac arrest after being tased by Los Angeles police officers. And that case is still ongoing right now. It's on video. And these are, of course, white officers, not of course, but just officers in general. So it sounds like to me, we've got a couple of dynamics that are happening here. One, it's an abuse of power. Number two, if you're here to protect and serve, it sounds like to me, and according from what I'm hearing, what I heard on the video, these folks are literally doing this as a sport. And what's difficult for me to understand is how we can hear them laughing about how they all got their licks in.
Yeah.
And they were excited about that, and they were clearly high-fiving each other. These gentlemen were, or these men, I'm going to say that, were literally larger than this young man, who's very, very thin. And what I understand is he was an artist. He was a skateboarder. He had a name, and it's Tyre Nichols. And so I'm gonna hand it over to Cullen, because I know we have some other people that are here, and I'm gonna pull some information on how we can support the family, and what we're going to be doing afterwards here at Brownstone Worldwide to support.
Definitely. So in a few minutes, we're going to scroll some information on the screen and send some information out before we head out today. We just wanted to touch base with everyone. We're going to definitely be talking about this several more times in the future, but we just wanted to get into everyone's ear and find out, what you're thinking about this yet another senseless murder of a person, whether they're black or white, but just a black man. I thought about my son. I've been up since 4 o'clock this morning thinking about this, thinking about where my son is, and the things that you think about whenever this happens. It's almost like it's commonplace now. It's like you're almost numb to it.
Yep.
And you have to, snap out of it, because you can't be numb to it. You have to continue to talk about it and fight about it.
Right.
Because otherwise you're just giving up. We're just saying that's just the way it is. And I refuse to say that.
I agree.
I refuse to. So
Yeah.
You can go ahead and share the information, Paulette, and then we'll talk about our next project that we're going to be talking about with them.
All right. So what we're going to do is share some information with you guys. If you are interested in supporting, hang on, let me pull that banner down so you all can absolutely see here. Hang on just a second. So Justice for Tyre Nichols. You can donate to the family of Tyre Nichols at GoFundMe/F as in Frank /Tyre-Nichols. We'll also be sharing this on brownstoneworldwide.com. I believe it's already there. And also on our Facebook group page, and that is also Brownstone Worldwide. You can donate to support the protesters in Memphis. Secret.act.blue, donate BLM 2023. I'm going to be sharing that information with you guys later. And demand that the Memphis Police Department disbands the Scorpion Unit, which is where these 5 police officers are from. You can contact the information here at bit.ly, Justice for Tyre. Another thing that we definitely want to share with you all is we understand that the news of Tyre Nichols' death is tragic and it is senseless, and many people in the Black community may be especially triggered. If you're experiencing painful emotions at this time, we're here to help you cope. You can text SHARE, the word SHARE, to 741-741 to reach a volunteer crisis counselor for free. This is a lot to take in, a lot to take in. And I want to share with you, once again, this young man. I need you all to understand the impact of the beating that he received. And he died, according to the autopsy, from severe beating and internal bleeding. Our protesters from Memphis are on the ground already. The people are demanding an end to police terror. And I am certain that we are going to be hearing more about Keenan Anderson now that this has surfaced. And lastly, we want to share with you this. To Darius Bean, Demetrius Haley, Emmett Martin III, Desmond Mills Jr., and Justin Smith, along with 2 other officers and a possibility of the paramedics being charged in the murder of Tyre Nichols. Corner family, I'm going to pass it back over to Cullen at this point, and we'll start to wrap up.
Yeah, just want to thank Vita and Rashida for coming on and voicing their opinions. Thank you for everyone that's coming in and sending your your thoughts and your prayers. Send them to this family. Send them to the information that we provided. Again, the crisis line is real, y'all. Everyone is going to be triggered, however they're going to be triggered by it. So use those crisis lines and talk to someone, because things like this, again, like I said, is either you're numb to it or it's going to get to you. And I can never be numb to something like this. So this is my therapy, being able to talk about it and talk about it with our family. So thank you for coming on today. You'll hear more information going forward from us, and if you hear something, say something to us.
Absolutely.
And we'll share it.
Absolutely. So I'm going to wrap it up here once again. Corner family, we appreciate you all for coming on here to hang out with us on this very important Cullen's Corner Town Hall. For more information, you can head over to brownstoneworldwide.com. We're going to be providing you with those links and resources so that you can share them with others and find out how we can support our brothers and sisters in Memphis, Tennessee with this information. I'm not going to announce anything else because this is not what this place is for today. But if you want more information about everything that is Brownstone Worldwide, head over to the website and reach out to us directly. I'm Paulette at brownstoneworldwide.com. And of course, Cullen is Cullen at brownstoneworldwide.com. You can reach out to us with any further information. If you're looking to provide any articles on what we have discussed today, articles at brownstoneworldwide.com. All right, folks. This is it. Cullen, I'm going to hand it back over to you so we can get out of here.
All right. Yeah, well, just again, thank you for everyone for coming. Vita, Rashida.
Thank you all for providing the resources. This really helpful because we do, since you put the focus here, we do need to support this community.
Absolutely.
And it never occurred to me supporting the protesters because we can't be there. So yes, I'm thankful that you shared that. And please
thank
take
you, Cullen.
advantage of.
Oh, I'm sorry. I want to say thank you, Cullen, for bringing this to my attention. I appreciate it.
Of course. And I'm just, again, this will continue to be spoken about, and we will continue to bring you more news, more information on it as we get it.
Yeah.
Again, and also, this is not for promotional reasons. This is for informational reasons. So, I just want people to understand that, this is a life that was that's gone. That's a father that won't see his child anymore. So we just need to be there for his family, and hopefully this justice will be served.
Absolutely. And with that, we're going to close out. Cullen, let's confer after this because I see other people are joining in now. But we do want to thank you all for joining us here at brownstoneworldwide.com, where we are changing the narrative by telling our stories our way. Have a great one.